The sound of war was nothing like the old stories. It crashed into the weary hush of evening, shattering whatever thin comfort people had managed to scrape together after a meal that couldn't rightfully be called supper. No one would have volunteered that word, not honestly. They'd had flour boiled into paste in river water, maybe a strip of salt pork, precious and greasy, split 5 ways. Most of them just sat around the fire and listened to their own stomachs gnawing inside. Hunger had hung in the air so long it had snuffed out complaints. Still, routine survived. Fires dotting the trail, kids curling by the wagon wheels, huddled in old blankets, boots coming off just for a while, women squinting west toward the lowering sun, trying not to count the graves they'd dug along the ruts, trying not to figure out whether the land ahead would bury any more of them. That was before the horses screamed. Not just any loud noise, a raw animal terror that split the night. Cole Lawson never forgot it, not even after. Not the cries from the wagons, not the shots, not the panicked thundering of animals and men, not the sick, slapping sound of violence up close. The horses called it first. His whole life, you could say, started after that sound. Cole had just turned 18 somewhere, on those Nebraska plains, if it mattered. But nobody marked the day, and by then birthdays weren't worth a pinch of dust. He'd learned fear earnestly, unpolished by age, so it still ran clear and hot when it rose up. He remembered looking over at Henry, his brother, thin as a shadow now, long limbs folded up near the fire. You could see the journey all over him, dirt on his cheeks, eyes too big for his face, small even when he smiled. When the racket started, Henry's voice barely made it past his throat. What? It didn't matter. Cole had already moved. Then chaos ripped through. Riders burst into camp, the landscape itself come to life. Painted faces slicing out of darkness, ponies running low and mean, the flash of rifles and bows, the thump of clubs. Men scrambled for weapons. Women scooped up children or tried to. One wagon flared up, canvas going so fast it must have been waiting for the spark. There'd been whispers for weeks. Lakota in the hills, Lakota at the crossing, Lakota angry, watching these lines of strangers cut their world open. It was the kind of fear you tried to keep quiet like a cough, until suddenly it was right in front of you. Cole seized Henry's arm so hard that Henry yelped, and Cole's grip didn't loosen. Run! That's it, that's all. But Henry aimed for the oxen, panicking, and Cole had to bellow again, only louder, now breathless. Run! Right then, Mr. Hanley from the next wagon lunged out into the open with a pistol, hand trembling. He got off a shot, wide, useless. The rider bent low, swung once, and Hanley went down on the spot. No time for a cry. Henry saw everything. Cole yanked Henry straight out of camp, beyond the fires, into the dark. They ran. Through sagebrush, over stones, stumbling and half-blind, the sounds behind them, gunfire, shouting, children wailing, flames catching, followed them right up over a low rise. They didn't stop until the world swallowed the noise. Looking back, the wagons glowed like spilled embers on the divide. Somewhere in that char and ash was everything that had ever belonged to them. Mary, their baby sister, buried out on the Wyoming mud with fever that cooked her up from the inside. Their father before her lost to the bite of a rattlesnake. Their mother and little Joseph gone to cholera in a span of days while wagons still moved, because on the trail death didn't stop anybody else. Now, with the smoke behind them, maybe even the few things left, their blankets, their cook pot, the family Bible were gone. Henry tried to weep, his breath jerking out ragged, chest clenching. Cole clapped a hand over his mouth, not out of cruelty, but because Cole felt panic snapping at his own heels. They crouched there, frozen, waiting for the world to come back. Dawn found them and nothing else. They didn't have much. 1 sack, a handful of hard biscuit crumbs, a strip of jerky so old it had turned gray. Flint and their mother's gold ring wrapped in a scrap of cloth, an almost empty canteen, no horse, no wagon, not even a clear thought about where anywhere was anymore. The land stretched wide and mean, stone and grass folding under a sky that seemed to yank color from everything. Oregon lay west, a wide, green promise that killed as often as it fed hope. East, only smoke. Henry licked cracked lips. We should go back. His voice sounded so much younger than yesterday. No. What if there's survivors? Cole squinted into the distance. The smoke had thinned but stank of ending. If they're still alive, they won't wait. Where are we supposed to go? We can walk. Cole hitched the sack up on his shoulder. We're going to walk. Henry's glare was all bones and stubbornness. You ain't Pa. A hot, sharp thing bit at Cole's ribs. There was nothing left to say. No, Pa's dead. The words felt like rocks dropping in the belly of an empty well. After that, they just put one foot in front of the other. They kept moving because stopping didn't have anything to offer. By high sun, the heat was the only thing real. Henry's steps got shorter. Cole's skull felt squeezed dry. Each rise promised water, only to cough up another trough of empty land. But then Henry pointed. A splayed hand, desperate. Rocks up ahead. Broken pillars cutting little slivers of shade across the dirt. It wasn't much. But when you haven't seen hope in a while, even a patch of shade looks like grace. The boys made it under the overhang, tumbled into that dust-scented hollow, and only moved to ration a swallow of water. There was an hour, maybe, to rest. Henry drifted off as soon as his eyes shut. Cole sat watch, knife in hand. It was a small, battered blade, barely big enough for rabbits. Still, it was steel. He held it tight, shoulders hunched. The wind moaned through the stones, then quit. Too still. Cole felt the shift. Then he looked up. There, filling the mouth of their shelter, stood a wolf. Only it was more. Not just the size, though it was massive, its back nearly at Cole's chest, but the way it stepped over the threshold, yellow eyes steady, unblinking, old scars cut through thick gray fur. Something about it felt entirely wrong, as if the world was flexing and the stones might crack. Henry woke with a choked inhale. Cole pushed him back, putting himself in the way, and lifted that knife. The wolf stepped in, slow and certain. Every story Cole had dismissed, the ones about things hiding in the land, spirits, monsters, clattered in his head now, loud as thunder. He shouted, voice coming out wild, "Get back!" But the wolf kept coming, step by bold step, until Cole lunged. It was a hopeless gesture, ridiculous, really. The wolf moved so fast, Cole barely saw the paw before he felt the blow. The knife spun away, his wrist burning. He went down, air knocked out. The wolf hovered above him. For a second, Cole thought this was it. Then the wolf's body shuddered. Bones shifted, fur pulling tight, limbs changing. A man, suddenly. Alive and naked on the earth, deep brown skin marked by old wounds, black hair falling loose. Around his bicep, a leather strip ornamented with a sprinkle of beads, eyes the same bright amber, glowing almost. The man considered Cole and Henry in silence, then finally spoke. A rough English that still hit hard. "You hold blade badly." Cole just stared, trying to rebuild his sense of the world. The man sniffed, nostrils flaring. "Hungry," he noted, and then pointed, clear as a map, toward the west. "Lost." Henry whispered, "Cole." Cole forced a warning out, though it trembled. "Stay back." The man just shrugged, reached over and picked up the knife, offering it back hilt first. "If I wanted dead, you were dead already." And with that, He walked into the sunlight, more wolf than man in his easy disregard. After a few steps, he looked back. Come. Cole didn't move. The man shifted his gaze between Henry and Cole, then offered one last flat truth. Boy dies here by tomorrow. You may be today. And then he was gone. Henry squeezed the sleeves of Cole's shirt. What do we do? Cole watched the man vanish between the broken stones, carrying an impossible sort of strength. Everything he'd ever been taught screamed at him not to trust Indians, not to trust anything wild, not to trust the world. But none of those rules had saved Mary or Pa or Ma. He got up, hooking the knife at his belt. We keep our distance, he said, but the words hung heavy with hope. Is he a demon? Henry's voice felt too small. Cole hesitated, glancing at the spot where shadows folded around the stranger. I don't know. It was the truest thing he'd said in a long time. They trailed him west. The man moved through the country the way water runs over rock, never rushing, never lost, but always right. Cole and Henry had to scramble, watching their feet, struggling to catch up. Stonewalker seemed to glide. He moved where grass opened, where the stone rolled, where dry gullies held a trickle of water. Sometimes he stopped and knelt, fingers sinking into dirt, noting tracks invisible to white boys raised behind fences. Rabbit, he'd say, then up again, silent. By dusk, he'd gathered buckskin clothes, moccasins, a knife longer than Cole's hand, a bow. Cole noticed everything, but couldn't figure out how or where Stonewalker stashed them. He wondered if sometimes the land itself clothed the man. Henry, terrified, watched Stonewalker like a bird. The man finally glanced over. You look like Crow, always watching shiny thing. Henry flushed, stammering, I'm not a crow. The man just grunted. What do they call you? Cole tried. A long beat. Stonewalker. It suited him, gritty, real. I'm Cole, he's Henry. A nod. Stonewalker didn't spill words. Night closed over them. One last bend in the ravine opened to a valley hidden tight between ridges. Fires burning low, small lodges ringed in careful circles, horses moving behind brush. Women worked quietly. Children darted through the dark, their laughter sharp and high before it vanished. Men drifted in, game slung over shoulders, saying little. Cole froze, felt the truth of his weakness then, walking into another world empty-handed, bone-thin, nearly nothing. Stonewalker walked on, and Cole followed because every option behind him was gone. A woman met them first, older, long braids streaked with steel, eyes nothing could surprise. Her neck strung with claws and stones, she judged them sharp as any traitor, and bristled at their presence. You bring ghosts now? She asked, not to Cole. Stonewalker replied, and she spat, then switched to English for the boys. You smell like trail death. Henry pressed himself against Cole. She studied Henry, all chin and will, pronounced. This one too stubborn for spirits to claim. Looked at Cole. This one, not sure yet. Stonewalker handed over the canteen, quiet and simple. Water. She rolled her eyes, years of men making trouble and her the one to clean it. Bring them, she decided. Cole lifted his head. We can trade for food, for shelter, work for it, anything. The men nearby laughed, the sound scornful. She squinted at Cole. With what? You bring bones? But Stonewalker put a hand briefly to his back, pushing him forward, and the touch burned with a strange authority. Walk. Cole hated how fast his legs obeyed. They fed Henry first. That, more than a wolf in a man's skin, unstrung Cole's sense of how the world ought to be. Rabbit stew, thick and steaming, handed to Henry, who ate so fast he almost choked. Cole reached to steady him, but the old woman, who he learned was called Red Willow, swatted his hand. "Let hungry eat." Her words were a command that couldn't be questioned. When Cole's own bowl arrived, he resisted the urge to fall on it. The stew tasted like something close to joy: meat, roots, hot broth. He tried to eat slow. He really did. Around them, camp pulsed on, children whispering, women glancing, men leaning in with curiosity. No one smiled. Stonewalker sat apart, tending his knife. He watched, patient but not hungry. Cole asked, "Why help us?" Stone's answer, "You were dying." Cole shook his head, almost angry. That never stopped men before. Stone lifted his face, calm. "Then you know wrong, men." Red Willow snorted. "You ask too much for man with empty hands." Cole felt something bristle up. "And you talk too much for someone who took us in." She grinned, a little like a crack in rock, eyes gleaming. "I talk so warriors don't do stupid things." Men nearby laughed. Stonewalker's mouth twitched. Cole figured out then they were being sized up for sport as much as for danger. Henry finished, tipped forward, and Stonewalker scooped him up as if weight didn't matter. Henry mumbled, "I can walk," but Stonewalker just said, "No," carrying him toward a lodge. Cole jumped to his feet. "Where's he going?" he demanded. Stonewalker just looked over his shoulder. "To sleep." "I'll come too," Cole said, putting stubbornness into his jaw. Stone tipped his head just once and let him. That night, the two brothers slept deep, curled in furs in a world that was not theirs. Stonewalker lay down by the entrance, as if daring anything to come in. Cole watched his wide back long after the rest of camp went quiet. He tried to call it caution, but he wondered, too, if safety sometimes wore a shape you didn't expect. Morning crept up on Cole with a start, voices outside, the edge of dread sharp in his guts. He reached for Henry first, needing the proof, warm, safe, curled up with the ring still clutched in one hand. For a second, it all threatened to split, and Cole almost let himself fall apart. From the other side of the hide, life unfolded, grinding stone, hooves, children laughing, a baby's annoyed cry. That noise, sharp, alive, not the cough of dying, touched something raw in Cole, settled right in the empty place where Mary's memory lived. He heard footsteps. Red Willow ducked in, carrying food, unimpressed. "You wake like a rabbit," she said. Cole rubbed his face. "Where's Stonewalker?" "Hunting." She jabbed a finger at him. "Eat." He hesitated, unsure, waiting for Henry to wake, for permission, something. Red Willow lifted her hand as if to feed him herself. "Eat before I do it." So he did. It was a thick porridge, sweet with berries. His stomach hurt, stung with hunger. She checked Henry with firm hands, nodding at what she found. Fever from sun, thirst, not death. She gave Cole a look. "Your people fell sick on the trail." Cole's hand paused, spoon halfway up. "Yes." "Cholera?" He nodded. Her mouth tightened. "White trails bring many things. Iron, cloth, guns, lies, sickness, graves. Not harsh, just true." Cole wanted to argue, but the truth sat heavy. "We didn't bring it on purpose." "No," she agreed softly, "but it comes with you." He looked at his bowl, unsure. "We just wanted a place to build a life. My father said a man could do that out here. But whose land?" He didn't say it, but the quiet stretched between them. She straightened. "You heal, then council decides." Decides what? If you stay, if you go. If two boys lost by death are danger or only sorrow. She left him to think about that. When Henry woke, he slurped 2 bowls and watched the camp through the lodge's cracks, curiosity fighting fear minute by minute. "What are they saying?" he whispered. Cole shrugged. "Don't know." "You think they all turn into wolves?" "Don't know." "Could Red Willow?" Serious as any judge. "Henry, don't ask that." He shrugged, not promising anything. Stonewalker ducked in, bringing the scent of cold and sun. He carried a rolled bundle inside, bits of their life from the trail. The tin cup, sewing kit, that little carved horse their father made. Seeing it, Henry couldn't move. Cole took the horse, his voice gone rough. "Where'd you get this?" "Visited burned wagons before daylight," Stonewalker said. "Kept what wasn't claimed." Cole's breath shuddered. "But why?" Stone's face softened, the lines gentling just a bit. "Because dead family belongs to you still." Henry cried, quiet, clutching the horse. Cole put his arm around his brother's shoulders, and this time Henry didn't twist away. Stonewalker stood as if to leave, but Cole stopped him. "Wait. Thank you." The words were too small, but real. Stone held his gaze a moment and nodded. "Come outside when boy sleeps. The council wants to see you." Cole's nerves twisted, but something inside steadied for the first time since that night. What comes next? He'd meet it standing. The council gathered under a cottonwood tree, its roots digging deep into the creek bank as if trying to hold the whole valley together. Cole stood facing them, feeling every eye on him, so much more exposed than when he stared down the wolf in the dark. 6 elders, 3 women, and 3 men sat on blankets, solemn and wary. Behind them, warriors stood, some young men staring at Cole like he was some stain they couldn't wash out. Stonewalker was off to one side, arms crossed, expression impossible to read. Red Willow sat with the elders, chin raised high. Henry was stuck at the lodge. He'd argued until Cole set him straight. "If you follow, I'll tie you to a post like a goat." Of course, one of the kids had laughed at that, but Henry sure didn't. The first to speak was an elderly man with a long red braided hair. He spoke in Shoshone, and Stone translated, his voice flat. "Tall Elk asks where your people go." Cole tried to sound sure, even though the question stung. "Oregon." Stone echoed him. The elders exchanged glances, measured, worried. "Why?" Cole forced down his nerves. "For land, farming. My father heard the Willamette Valley was good country." It sounded smaller out loud, pointless almost. Stone translated, and this time the reaction was sharper. One young warrior spat, another muttered and drew agreement from the others. Stone's jaw twitched. Tall Elk spoke again. Stone clarified, "He asks why white men always say land like they made it." Cole felt a flash of anger, quick, hot. Anger was easier than shame. "We weren't soldiers. We weren't here to fight. We were a family." Stone relayed his words. Red Willow cut in before Tall Elk could respond. Stone's mouth went tight as if holding back. "What did she say?" Cole asked. "She says soldiers have families, thieves have families, hunger has many children." Cole's face burned. A younger man stepped forward, broad-shouldered, scar across one eyebrow. Many horses, Cole learned later. His voice struck. Threat. Accusation. Stone hesitated, so Cole prodded. "What?" Stone said. "He thinks you're a scout. Maybe here for soldiers. Maybe you'll bring more wagons." "That's a lie." Cole's words were fierce. Stone passed it on. Many horses gave him a cold smile. He says white tongues make lies sound like prayers. Cole's fists clenched. I watched my family die. I ran through darkness with my brother. If I'm a scout, I'm a terrible one. Stone translated, and finally the elders murmured among themselves. Many horses stepped closer. Bad scout, still scout. Cole didn't need the words repeated. Stone shifted. Only a step, but the air turned sharp. Many horses glared. Stone said something low in Shoshone, and the young man backed down, anger seething. Tall Elk lifted a hand. Quiet fell. He spoke for a while, and Stone translated for Cole. You and your brother stay until he's strong and the council decides. You work. No gun. Don't leave alone. Don't touch horses without permission. Cole almost laughed at the irony. We don't have a gun. Stone stayed stone-faced. Then easy rule. Some people chuckled. Cole didn't. And after he's strong, Cole pressed. Stone looked toward the ridgeline, the wild world beyond. Then we see if the trail still wants you. Work started before Cole was ready for it. There was nothing soft here. Pity never hung around. Next morning, Stonewalker took him down to the creek, handed him 2 skin buckets. Water. Cole blinked. That's women's work. The silence was lethal. A woman nearby, carrying more than Cole ever could, stared like he'd grown a second head. Stone's eyes narrowed. Red Willow laughed, sharp and hard. White boy has strong opinions for a man who can't find water without help. Cole's ears burned. Stone pointed. Water. Cole carried water, not well. Boots soaked the first time, shoulders straining the second. By the 5th trip, Henry was sitting by Red Willow, laughing. Cole snapped, You feeling better then? Henry grinned. Much. Cole scowled. Good. You're next. Henry's grin vanished. The camp was nothing like Cole expected. Men hunted and trained, sure, but women did a dozen things: cooking, tanning, teaching, gathering, trading, arguing, deciding, knowing all the gossip before it spread. Elders weren't pushed aside. Their voices carried weight whether the warriors liked it or not. Children belonged to everyone. One kid got scolded by 3 women before his mother even knew. Henry fit right in. Within days, he was following other boys to check snares, mangling Shoshone words, letting a younger girl teach him to grind seeds. Cole stayed stiff. He worked because it made sense, hauled wood, fixed a pack frame, scraped hides, split his thumb bad once, copying Stone. Stone eyed the thumb. You fight Tool. Tool wins. Cole fired back. Do you ever say anything nice? Stone thought for a second. To horses. Henry laughed until he nearly choked. That night, Cole sat apart, wrapping his thumb in old cloth. Stone came over, dropped down without asking. Cole didn't look up. Come to insult my bandaging too? Yes. Cole's mouth twitched, surprise breaking through. Stone took Cole's hand, surprising him. Unwrapped the mess, cleaned it with something sharp-smelling, bandaged it with soft hide. His hands were rough, but gentle. Cole watched the way Stone's hair fell, the scar under his collar. You're gentle for someone who turns into a monster. Stone's hands stilled. Cole regretted it immediately. Stone tied the wrap, let go. Wolf is not monster. I didn't mean... Yes, Stone stood. You did. He walked away. Cole lay awake that night, Henry quiet beside him, listening as the valley settled. Monsters weren't so simple. He thought they came with war cries, burning wagons, claws, and teeth. But Stone Walker had saved a child's wooden horse from ashes, and Cole had called him a monster. Stone didn't speak to Cole except for orders for 3 days after that. Cole deserved it. He knew he'd messed up. The silence made it worse. Henry noticed. "You should apologize." "I know." "Then do it." "I said I know." Henry carved wood with a dull little knife Red Willow gave him. Ma said knowing a thing and doing it are two horses facing different ways. Cole sighed. Ma said too much. Henry slowed his hands, then Cole softened. "I didn't mean that." "I know." They sat quiet for a while, then Henry spoke. "Stone isn't like the men who attacked us." "No." "Their people aren't like what folks said back home." Back home felt like a story now, a word from a book. "No," Cole agreed. "They ain't." He found Stone at sunset up above the valley, perched on a rocky ledge. Stone watched the horizon, bow across his knees, wind lifting his hair. Cole hauled himself up, breathing hard. "You walk loud," Stone observed. "I'm aware. Deer know. Rabbits know. Dead men know. I came to apologize, not get judged by every animal in Idaho." Stone looked at him. Cole took a breath. "I shouldn't have called the wolf a monster, or you. I was afraid. That doesn't make it true." He forced himself to meet Stone's eyes. Stone studied him. Cole shifted. "That's all." "You think fear makes many things true," Stone said. "Maybe." "My people fear white men. Is every white man a soldier?" "No." "Is every wagon a thief?" "No." "Is every boy with sad eyes harmless?" Cole had no answer. Stone nodded as if he'd gotten what he needed. "I am wolf. I am man. Both are me. If you fear one, you fear both." Cole found a rock nearby, careful to keep space. "I don't know what I fear anymore." "Good." Cole frowned, surprised. "Good? Then you can learn." The sun bled red across the Snake River country. After a while, Cole asked, "Do all your people shift?" "Not all. Many. Some stronger, some only a little, some never." "Can Henry?" Stone looked over, baffled. "No." Cole snorted. "Just asking." "Your brother wants to be wolf." "My brother wants to be everything by Tuesday." Stone made a low sound. Laughter, Cole realized. Oddly, it warmed him. That first time Cole saw the whole hunting party shift, his heart nearly stopped. Before dawn, they gathered outside the valley mouth. 8, 6 men, 2 women, skins off, casual as Cole tried to burn holes in a sagebrush to avoid their nakedness. Stone noticed everything. "You embarrassed by skin?" "No." "You look like boys seeing river for first time. I've seen people undressed. Then why face red?" "Cold," Cole snapped. Stone's eyes gleamed. "Very cold." Then bones cracked, bodies twisted, and people vanished. Wolves stood in their place. Not ordinary wolves either. Giants in shades of gray, black, silver, brown. Stone's wolf was largest, storm dark on the shoulder. He stepped close, amber eyes level. Cole didn't flinch. Stone's wolf breathed him in, then nudged him, almost knocked him down. Henry burst out laughing. Cole growled. "Very amusing." Stone's wolf grinned, a tongue-lolling grin. Then the pack disappeared into mist. Dusk brought them back with elk. The whole camp moved together, nothing wasted. Meat cut, organs saved, bones cleaned, hide stretched. Kids watched, learned. Henry helped and turned green midway. Cole lasted longer. Pride carried him. Stone, now in human form, stood beside Cole as he fought the urge to gag over steaming entrails. "You look sick." "I'm fine." "You're white as river foam." I said, I'm fine. Stone handed him dried root. Chew. Nausea eased. Cole glanced sideways. You could have let me embarrass myself. Yes, but you didn't. Stone's eyes stayed fixed on the butchering. You're doing that without help. What? Embarrassing yourself. Cole stared and then unexpectedly laughed. It was rough and rusty. People glanced over. Stone didn't smile, but as he passed, his shoulder brushed Cole's. Cole felt that touch long after. Weeks passed and changed them. Henry grew first. He filled out, moved fast, started answering to a nickname that meant many questions. Although Cole suspected the real meaning wasn't entirely polite, Cole grew in other ways. Lean instead of bony, hands tough, shoulders broader, skin burned brown. He learned which plants cut and which healed, learned to watch where he stepped, learned silence at meals didn't always mean anger, learned laughter could be soft, not cruel, learned saying thank you too often made Red Willow threaten to smack him. The valley wasn't peace, though. It was a hiding place. Riders brought news, more wagons, more soldiers, treaties spoken and broken. Shoshone bands weren't one tribe. They were lots of groups, old grudges, new fears. North, the Blackfeet pushed, Plains tribes fighting, Crow raids, white forts rising like sores. Every direction had teeth. By the fire, Cole heard his own people talked about as a kind of disaster, weather, hunger, flood. Always coming, always too much. He wanted to argue. Sometimes he did. My father wasn't trying to steal, he protested when many horses accused them of spreading like locusts. Many horses, using clipped English for such moments, leaned in. Your father go where he asked? Cole jawed tight. He followed the trail. Trail made by who? Cole looked away. Many horses smiled like frost. White men make trail, say feet must follow, say land empty because they don't see people, then soldiers come, then forts, then farms, always the same. Cole hated hearing it, hated more that he couldn't argue. Stone watched, silent. Later, Cole found him by the creek cleaning rabbits. You agree with him? Stone shrugged, still washing blood away. Many horses speaks from anger. Anger still knows some truths. Cole crouched, threw a stone in the water. I didn't ask to be born white. No. I didn't ask for any of this. No. Cole got frustrated. Do you ever say more than one word? When one word's enough. It isn't. Stone finally looked at him, and something in his face shifted. You want me to say I know you're not all white men? I know. You want me to say your father loved you and still walked into another people's land? I know. You want me to say I don't hate you for what soldiers do? He rinsed his hands again. I do not hate you. Cole's throat tightened. Stone stood. But I cannot make my people safe by liking you. The words hit home. Cole watched Stone walk off, rabbits in hand. That night, Cole lay awake, thinking about what Stone meant. Liking. Stone had said liking. First snows came early, dusting the ridges, making the air taste sharp. Everyone moved faster. Food, firewood, hides, repairs, roots, posts. Cole worked with Stone more partially because Stone picked him for things, but also because Cole followed, always with some excuse ready. Henry noticed. Henry always noticed the worst. You stare at him, he said, grinning. Cole dropped his bundle, trying to deny it. No, I don't. You do. I'm watching to learn. Henry squinted, wise beyond his years. You watch him when he's not doing anything. Cole snapped. Go bother Red Willow. She says I bother too much. Then bother less. Henry grinned, cheeky. Do you like him? Cole's stomach did somersaults. I respect him. That's not what I asked. You're 12. I ain't stupid. Cole tied his bundle badly, untied it again. Stone would notice. Henry's voice softened. It's all right if you do. Cole's hand stilled. Nobody had ever said that about this strange, hidden feeling he'd buried since he first figured out certain looks could get you hurt. Back in Missouri, Pa had cuffed his head for looking too long at a young hired hand. Don't stand idle, he'd snapped. Maybe Pa knew, maybe not. Shame had known either way. Cole kept his eyes on the rope. You don't know what you're talking about. Henry was quiet, then said, I know you smile when he makes you mad. Cole threw a stick at him. Henry dodged, laughing. But Cole didn't deny it this time. And that was something. Danger crept in with the light, blue and cold. Cole and Stone were threading their way through scrub and grass, checking snares like any other morning. Everything felt still. Then Stone stopped so sharply that Cole nearly stumbled into him. He started to ask what was wrong, but Stone simply raised a hand. That was enough. Cole froze. He'd learned that by now. Silent was better. You let the world move and waited for it to tell you its secrets. The wind moved, brushing the hillsides, making the grass hiss. Overhead, a hawk circled, intent on something only it understood. Somewhere out of sight, water clicked against loose rocks. Stone crouched, fingers spreading over the earth. Cole followed his gaze and saw what Stone had found. Fresh boot prints. Not moccasin, not Shoshone. Cole's chest tightened. Several men moving together. Soldiers. Stone's face tightened just a shade under its usual calm. Maybe, he whispered. They kept low and worked through the brush, quiet as the wind. When the land dropped toward a shallow wash, Cole saw them. 3 men, white, standing over their horses. No blue coats, no epaulets. They didn't wear the look of proper soldiers, but they carried rifles the way Cole had seen men carry shovels. Tools meant for use and nothing more. One man worked at something on the ground, a strip of hide in his hands. Another kicked the dirt, laughing. Cole craned for a better look, wanting to tell himself it was a dead animal. Stone's grip closed on his arm, warning, but too late. He saw it. A young Shoshone man, face down in the dust, hair gone and blood dried where his scalp should have been. Cole recoiled. His gut knotted, and for a moment he thought he'd be sick. From below, a voice drifted up. Fort pays better if you bring proof. Another man snorted. Proof is proof. Indian's Indian. The last one scanned the hills, spooked. We best go, he said nervously. There's wolves in these hills. Cole heard Stone's breathing change, saw him crouch lower, the air building around him like a gathering storm. When he glanced over, Stone's eyes were shifting, amber burning through the brown. Stone, he whispered, but already Stone was gone. What happened next, Cole later wondered if he'd really seen. One flash, a man. The next, a wolf. Not just any wolf, but something filled with the force of earth and grief and rage. Stone crashed into the first white man like a boulder rolling downhill, teeth and fury moving before justice or mercy. They barely fought, didn't have time. One shot rang, wild and useless, another voice screaming, cut short. The last man ran 3 steps before Stone caught him, then dust, blood, silence. Cole's whole body shivered, watching Stone's wolf form stand over the last body, sides heaved, jaws stained, but the violence had gone out of him. Cole knew he should fear what he saw, something not man, not beast, but a power that made the world real. Still, his fear wasn't for himself, not really. Grief that deep, grief that turned a man wild could swallow anyone whole. He climbed down, heart thumping, shrugging off caution. Stone growled, tail low, ears flat, torn between what he'd just done and the brother he'd lost. Cole stopped a few feet away and spread his empty hands. "I know," he said, though he didn't. Not truly. He only knew what it was to find loss, to have the world shrunk down to a single, brutal fact. He moved another step closer. Stone's growl deepened, but his body shook, torn in more ways than one. Cole tried. "You brought back my brother's horse. Let me bring him home." The wolf's eyes stayed on him, thinking, weighing. At last, Stone backed away. Cole slipped off his coat and draped it over the boy's broken body. Then Stone shifted again, flesh rippling, bones popping until the wolf became a man, naked, bloodied, kneeling over red dirt. "He was called Small Fox," Stone whispered, voice catching. 16. Cole's own throat felt scraped raw. "I'm sorry," he offered, words barely scraping the surface. "Sorry does not bury him." "No," Cole said, "but I'll help." Stone looked up. Something raw washed through his eyes before he closed it away. Together, they tore branches for a travois, used spare coats for padding. Together, they took Small Fox home. When the valley filled with wailing, the kind that rips from deep inside, when women cried and warriors marked their faces in black fury, when many horses shoved Cole into the dirt and spat, white hands did this. Cole just knelt. He didn't argue. He could taste their anger, because honestly, they weren't wrong. Stone stood between Cole and the worst of it, not with words, just with the line of his body. That night, they sang for Small Fox until the stars felt like they could shatter from the sound. Cole stayed on the edge of the circle, listening to the grief pour out. After a long while, Stone sat beside him, hair still damp, eyes hollowed by things Cole would never see. "Do you want me to leave?" Cole asked. Stone stared into the fire. "No." Cole hesitated. "Does your counsel?" A pause. "Some." Cole's heart hammered. "Do you?" Stone's jaw worked. He looked at the flames for a long silent space. No. Cole should have felt relief, but he only felt tired. "Why?" Stone didn't answer right away. Then, "Because when I was wolf, you didn't run." Cole swallowed. "I was scared." Stone's eyes flickered. "Most men run from what I am." Cole gave a shaky laugh. "I thought about it." Stone's gaze dropped to Cole's mouth, just for an instant. The moment was so brief, it barely happened. The kind of touch that made the heart stutter. A voice ripped them apart from across camp. Stone stood, but his fingers brushed the back of Cole's hand as he left. Just a whisper of contact. Everything and nothing. After Small Fox's death, everything felt sharper, edges honed to cut. Patrols doubled, children played nearer the lodges, hunters moved in twos instead of alone. Many Horses was loud, gathering men, talking about striking first. If the grief made Stone softer, Cole never saw it. No. Stone moved through the days like water turning to ice, not gentle at all. Cole saw less of him. When they did pass, words felt risky, spare, careful, rationed like something in short supply. Henry, quick-eyed as always, saw the change. "You look like someone cut up your blanket." Cole was whittling a new handle. "Go away." Henry ignored that, plopping beside his brother. "Red Willow says Stone isn't sleeping." Cole's hand stilled. Henry leaned in, voice a whisper. She says men who don't sleep do foolish things. Cole grunted. She says a lot. Mostly to you. They sat that way, shoulders together, outsiders trying to find their place among a people who most days felt almost like family. Henry's next words slipped out quietly. Do you think Ma would hate us for staying? Cole's eyes shut, pushed full of memory, mother's hands in flour, father's careful repairs, Mary's sleepy weight, Joseph's wild energy in the graves, and the endless, hungry trail cutting the world open. She'd want you alive, Cole finally managed. Henry nodded like he wanted to believe it. And Pa? Pa wanted land, but he wanted us more. Cole needed that to be true, clung to it with both fists. Stone came back late, blood on his sleeve, and nothing in his eyes but weariness. Cole found him crouched by the creek, awkwardly cleaning a cut high on his arm. Sit, Cole said. Stone raised an eyebrow, stubborn as always, but sat anyway. Cole took the cloth, worked in silence. The cut was bad enough to sting, but not so deep. Crow Scout, he guessed. 3, Stone admitted, eyes flicking up with something like dry humor. They look worse. That isn't funny. Stone watched as Cole cleaned and wrapped the wound, hands steady. You learn fast, he said. I pay attention. Good. The reply sounded like approval, or as close as Stone gave. Cole tied the bandage, a little tight, maybe on purpose. Stone hissed and smirked. You sound like Red Willow, he accused. Cole managed a faint smile. Then I'm right. Their faces were close, moonlight catching on the water running black beside them. Stone reached up, fingers tracing along Cole's jaw, a slow offer, giving Cole time to say no. He didn't. Stone's thumb found the corner of Cole's mouth. Cole froze, every nerve alive. You fear this? Stone asked softly. Cole could have lied, but didn't. Yes. Stone started to pull back. Cole caught his wrist, holding him there, barely breathing. Not enough to stop. Stone's composure flickered, uncertain. Cole leaned in, finally. The first kiss wasn't gentle. They didn't know how to be gentle yet. It was all hunger and relief, and weeks of holding back until their bodies found a rhythm, softer, deeper. Stone's hand slid behind Cole's neck, grounding him. Cole let go, just for the space of that kiss. Stone pulled away, searching his face. Did I hurt? Cole shook his head. No, just keep going. But reality pressed in. Camp noise, duty, fear. Cole flinched from it, glancing at the lodges, thinking of how eyes could turn. Stone's expression cooled. My people may not accept this, he said, voice blunt as the truth. Mine would call it sin, Cole admitted. He was terrified, not of Stone, but of losing. Do you believe them? Stone asked, unblinking. Cole remembered sermons, warnings, every sideways look. He thought of Stone's kindness, his courage, his loneliness. No, he decided. I don't. Stone nodded. An agreement, or maybe just an acknowledgement that Cole saw the world as it was. They didn't touch again for days. Every glance between them felt hot, dangerous, precious. Of course, it couldn't last. One afternoon, the wrong eyes noticed. Many horses made it known loudly. Wolf leader watches white boy too much, he announced, and the silence that followed was heavy with what everyone already guessed. Stone pretended not to hear, binding a spear, but the currents in the camp shifted. When Stone finally answered many horses, it was with fists, not words. Anger sharp, grief sharper. They fought in the dust, no knives, no magic, just hands and pain. Cole watched, heart stuttering. Red Willow hissed, "Stay. Let them choose their loss." When Stone pinned many horses, his voice was soft, burning with things Cole didn't understand. Many horses sagged. Afterward, Cole went to Stone, wanting to offer comfort, only to be held at a distance, publicly. "In council, I protect you. In camp, every touch makes me weak to them." Cole argued, angry and frustrated, but Stone broke it down. Warrior, wolf, man, outsider. If he wanted Cole, some would call him a traitor. Cole asked, sharp with uncertainty, "Have you chosen enemy?" Stone's answer was enough to break anyone. "I chose to keep you alive. I chose not to hate you. Do not ask if I chose enemy." Cole apologized, and for one brief, private moment, Stone let him touch the wound, let him help. But then he walked away, leaving Cole with the cold knowledge that love would never be protection here. If anything, it made everything more dangerous. 3 weeks later, the soldiers arrived, not shooting, but flags white, collars stiff, guns resting on their thighs. Captain Elias Ward looked down from his horse with the calm certainty of a man convinced he would win no matter what. He spotted Cole and Henry right away. Ward greeted the council, all smooth words about safe passage and matters of settlement, the way a butcher might talk to a prize pig. When he asked Cole, "Are you being held here?" Every face turned. Cole looked at Stone, who simply waited, eyes unreadable. Cole shook his head. "No, sir. They saved us. My parents are dead. My brother's still sick." Ward's eyes narrowed. "You're white children among Indians. That's not safe. You belong with your own." Cole's hand found Henry's. "We're fine here." The captain didn't buy it, didn't even really hear it. "Danger came wearing blue before," Stone said, cold and clear, and Cole felt it. History in one sentence. Ward's voice hardened. "Peace requires order. Trails must stay open. Resistance brings consequences." Tall Elk's reply, translated by Stone without much expression, stripped the conversation to its bones. "A starving dog thanks the hand after it steals the meat." Fury flicked across Ward's face. Still, politeness, that fine white flag, stayed up. But Cole saw the threat. He turned to Cole one last time. "You may think you're grateful, son. You may even feel loyal. Just remember who you are." Cole burned under that gaze. White. Orphan. Guest. Someone who didn't fit anywhere. "I remember," Cole said, lifting his chin and holding Ward's eyes, feeling Stone's presence behind that single statement. Ward nodded. Oh, not a good nod. The kind men give when they'll come back harder next time. And then the soldiers left, blue and white and certain, like the sky before a storm. The council dragged on, hours slipping past and turning the lodge lanterns into small, defiant glows against deep night. Cole hadn't been invited inside, not officially, but he caught fragments through the walls, voices rising, tumbling, then low again. Many horses pushed to raid Ward's scouts while they still rode light and scattered, itching for action before Ward came back stronger. Red Willow countered, urging caution, measuring risks, and talking about winter, food, children, elders who could not run or fight. Some voices whispered about sending Cole and Henry away, not out of bitterness, but out of fear. Ward would seize any excuse to strike. Henry started the night awake, but before long he was curled up beside Cole, head heavy in Cole's lap. Cole stroked his brother's hair, staring off toward the lodge lights and the thickness of night. The darkness pressed heavy and nothing felt settled. Sometime after midnight, Stone showed himself, quiet, tired and carrying that kind of exhaustion that sleep couldn't touch. Cole eased Henry onto the furs, then stepped outside. The cold snapped hard, biting instantly. Cole squinted through the gloom. "Well?" Stone's features were drawn and shadowed. He said evenly, "We moved before deep winter, west, north, into places easiest to hide." Cole absorbed it, a slow, sinking feeling. "And us?" Stone's gaze didn't blink. "Council says you choose." Cole felt something slide sideways in his chest. "Choose?" "Go with soldiers if they come back, go to the wagon road, or join us if you'll work, if you accept our law." Cole glanced into the lodge. Henry lay deep asleep, oblivious to the storm brewing outside. "He wants Oregon," Cole said. Stone nodded. "And you?" Cole felt himself hesitate. The dream of Oregon, it wasn't even his, not originally. His father's hope, then his mother's devotion, then handed down to Henry like an inheritance, because sometimes that's all you can give to a child when everything else was lost. Cole held on to it too, mostly because letting go seemed like betrayal. But the Willamette Valley, Oregon, now it was just a word, costing too much, bought with too many graves. He said quietly, "I don't know." Stone stepped closer, not quite touching. "If you come, it won't be easy." Cole's laugh came out flat. "Nothing's been easy." "My people may not all welcome you," Stone warned. "I know. Soldiers may call you traitor or taken." Cole nodded. "I know." Stone held steady. "If you stay for me, only you'll hate me when hunger comes." Cole looked at him, feeling the truth rise slow, strange, and terrifying. He wanted Stone, wanted him fiercely in a way that felt bigger than just desire, more like a compass pointing him somewhere. But Henry mattered most. Survival mattered. Safety. And Stone somehow had become part of all three. Cole steadied his voice. "I'm not choosing only you, but I won't pretend you're not part of it." Stone's breath came out in the cold, a cloud fading quick. Cole closed the distance, aware of invisible eyes and histories weighing the air. He reached for Stone's hand. Stone caught his fingers, palm to palm, just that. Not a kiss, but stronger, more dangerous somehow, more real. Inside, Henry mumbled from his sleep. The world felt suspended for a moment. Stone's thumb grazed Cole's knuckles, then he let go. "Sleep," Stone said. Cole watched Stone disappear, swallowed by the blackness. And for the first time since leaving everything behind, Cole dreamed of no graves. When they left the valley, winter hadn't bitten hard yet. People didn't call it fleeing. The elders called it moving to winter ground. Everyone, women, men, children, fell into the rhythm of packing, scouting, staying together, making noise only when safe to do so. Horses loaded down with everything the band could lift: poles, hides, tools, bundles, baskets, food, medicine, a whole life made mobile, pressed into bundles as if the world could shrink at any moment. But Cole knew what fleeing felt like. He'd done it, dragging Henry by the wrist, breathless, flinching from every sound. This exodus looked quieter, practiced, almost dignified. Still, underneath, it was running. Henry stuck close, wearing patched buckskin over his old shirt, looking like someone whose different lives hadn't quite blended. "Do you think Oregon's still there?" Henry asked. Cole shrugged and shifted his pack. "Land doesn't walk off." "You know what I mean," Henry pressed. Cole looked west, toward the roads and rivers and the looming shape of mountains and snow and hunger beyond it. "Maybe," he said. Henry nodded, thoughtful and small against the moving crowd. "Do you still want to go?" Cole watched the leaders ahead. Stone walked with the scouts, bow slung, hair tied back, moving like something belonging to the wild half-wolf, always alert. Cole's heart squeezed, familiar now, persistent. "I want us alive," Cole said. It was enough for Henry, at least for that moment. Traveling to winter ground schooled Cole fast, showed him just how little he really knew about surviving. The Oregon Trail felt brutal, yeah, but it was a straight line. Wagons and ruts, river crossings, maps, and men arguing over rumors, stubborn enough to risk everything. This was different. Here the band moved like water, hunting paths that vanished after their passing, sliding through timber, creek beds, rock ridges that burned lungs and calves, always circling, never lighting fires when smoke could mean death. Cole failed, constantly. Stumbled on loose stones, tore his pack in brush, scared birds, messed up traps, complained about cold, and got one look from Red Willow that silenced him. Stone corrected him with dry, ruthless efficiency. Heel first or you slide. Don't grab that root. Your pack hangs wrong. You breathe like a wounded elk. Cole snapped back on day 6. Would a healthy elk please demonstrate? Stone stared. Henry burst out laughing. Then just briefly, Stone's mouth curved into something nearly resembling a smile. "A healthy elk knows when quiet helps," Stone said. Cole hated how warm that almost smile felt. At night they slept near each other, never touching. Sometimes close enough for Cole to count Stone's breaths, sometimes farther, with watchful eyes ensuring space. The ache grew, more than just wanting, need, steady and simple, something that made him wish for a life where he didn't have to treat touch and kindness like stolen goods. But there were soldiers behind, winter before, an old fear everywhere. So Cole walked, every step heavy. On the 9th day, Henry was gone, just for a handful of minutes, just long enough for Cole's heart to freeze solid. They were camped beside a creek, scouts on the lookout. Henry slipped into the brush to pee. Cole, fiddling with a strap, lost minutes, a blink, maybe 2. Then he looked up, panic blooming. "Henry?" No answer. Cole stood, called again. Stone was alert instantly. The whole camp felt the shift, the wrongness. Cole shoved through brush. Stone hauled him back, urgent. "You're stepping over tracks." Cole fought him, his brother, his responsibility, lurching with worry. Stone wouldn't let go, sniffing, crouching, moving. Then his face changed. "What is it?" Cole demanded, voice thin. "Taken," Stone replied, flat, icy. Cole's knees threatened to fold. By whom didn't need explaining. Not soldiers, no boot prints, no horses. Something else. Stone stripped some clothes, bones shifting, his wolf form surging forward. Cole followed, branches snapping, cold slapping, lungs burning. As Stone's wolf chased the scent, other wolves shadowed them, silent and waiting. Henry screamed. Not in pain, but pure fury. "Let go, you ugly son of..." The voice cut. Cole ran faster. The clearing exploded with violence. A figure dragging Henry by the collar, hulking, draped in hides, hair wild, face smeared with ash and old blood. Finger bones and claws hung from his neck, along with rings that shone gold and horribly familiar. And his eyes, black, empty, glittering. 3 dead coyotes lay arranged in a grisly circle. Henry bit the man. He laughed. Stone's wolf hit the stranger head on, an impact that sent them tumbling. Cole seized Henry, hands shaking. "Are you hurt?" "No, Cole. Watch." The stranger rose, huge, wrong. Stone's wolf bristled, teeth bared. The man smiled, speaking in Shoshone. Little brother. Every wolf froze. He tilted his head. You grew. More wolves gathered, none attacking. Fear and recognition rippled through them. Stone shifted back, painfully slow, human, naked, chest heaving. Darkstone. Henry whispered. Cole. Cole pulled Henry closer. Darkstone held out his arms like greeting family. I followed the smell of white blood. Found you keeping pets. Stone's face drained of color. You are dead. Darkstone smiled, almost gentle. Many tried. One wolf snarled. Darkstone shot them a glare. Still hiding behind teeth? The wolf lowered its head. Stone stepped between Darkstone and Cole. Let the boy go. He's loose, Darkstone said, eyeing Henry. Loudheart. Thought he'd make good bait. Cole found a rock, gripped it, useless but stubborn. Darkstone's gaze shifted to Cole. The cold seemed to deepen. This one, he said. This is why you stink of confusion. Stone moved to shield Cole. Darkstone smiled wider. So, it's true. Everyone held their breath. Darkstone surveyed the wolves. Your war leader warms a white boy and calls it mercy. Stone's jaw locked. Leave. I came to wake you, Darkstone said. I am awake, Stone replied. Darkstone advanced. No. You sleep while soldiers circle, while wagons carve the earth, while our dead rot beside the roads. Stone snapped. You kill our people too. I kill weakness, Darkstone shot back. The wolves trembled. Cole saw the truth. Darkstone wasn't just feared, he was the wound the band couldn't heal. Stone whispered, broken. You killed small fox. Darkstone's smile faded. He hesitated. Grief flickered across Stone's face, gone before Cole could entirely register it. Stone lunged. Darkstone shifted mid-motion. His beast form was horrible, massive, wrong. Patchy fur, torn ear, scarred hide, claws like hammers, eyes jet black. They collided, fighting like forces of nature. Stone disciplined and furious, Darkstone wild and laughing through wolf jaws. Blood splattered, teeth snapped. Stone's bites drew wounds, but Darkstone just laughed, using everything in the fight. Rocks, trees, his own weight. The fight wasn't just violence. It was law, blood, and history. Stone forced Darkstone into the creek bed and almost won. Then Darkstone caught Stone's throat. Cole acted, unthinking, grabbed the heaviest stone and threw it. It hit Darkstone with a thud. Darkstone turned on Cole, eyes cold as death. Stone tore free, ramming Darkstone again. The black wolf retreated, bleeding, laughter fading. White boy has teeth, he said. Stone stood shaky, bleeding. Darkstone looked at them all. This is why you lose. You still think love and mercy are different from chains. He vanished into the trees. No one chased. Silence pressed in. Stone shifted back, fell to one knee. Cole rushed, catching him before he crashed. In front of the band, wolves and humans alike, Cole didn't care. He held Stone, blood warm on his hands. Help! Cole shouted, wild. Red Willow! Henry stumbled to Cole's side, pale, battered, but alive. Stone's eyes found Cole. Don't look so afraid, he whispered. Cole's voice cracked, then stopped bleeding. Stone tried to smile, failed, and his eyes fluttered shut. Red Willow didn't just arrive. She crashed in like a storm, hands flying and voice sharp. She shoved Cole so hard he staggered, then dropped to her knees next to Stone Walker, medicines already tumbling open in her lap. Hold him, she barked. No time for gentleness. Cole scrambled back, desperate to be useful. Where? Shoulders. Don't let him move. Stone was unconscious now. He barely breathed, his chest rising so shallow it made Cole nervous. Blood soaked what was left of his shirt, ripped and ruined, and his wound at the neck looked vicious, but it wasn't the one that scared Red Willow. The gash below his ribs did. Her face showed it. Her mouth just caught up to her expression. Henry hovered, pale as milk. "Boy," Red Willow snapped, making Henry jump. "Boil water. Don't stand there like a frightened rabbit." Henry bolted, as eager to flee as to help. Around them, the rest of the band reappeared at the edge of the clearing, each one shedding wolf shape and dragging clothing back on, grim and silent. Many Horses was among them, jaw clenched, eyes locked on Stone. Cole felt everyone watching, felt the weight of their silent judgment, the fact they'd seen his fear, his grief, and every raw emotion on display for once. He didn't care. Red Willow crushed herbs and pressed them hard into Stone's side. Even unconscious, Stone jerked, a broken noise spilling out. Cole held tighter. "I've got you," he whispered, words tumbling out before he could stop himself. "I've got you." Red Willow's glance flicked to him, saying nothing, a mercy almost too much to bear. They carried Stone to a makeshift lodge tucked away from the camp. Forget winter ground for now. No one dared protest. Everyone understood that Stone couldn't be moved until Red Willow gave the all clear. Cole stayed, first because Stone needed someone strong to keep him still during fever, then because Red Willow stopped telling him to leave. Fever didn't wait. By midnight, Stone burned and shook, clawing at the furs. Words spilled out in Shoshone, fragments of names, warnings, a glimpse into memories. Sometimes Cole's own name echoed there, clear and sharp. Red Willow looked at Cole across Stone's body. "You understand now." Cole dabbed Stone's brow, confused. "Understand what?" "Love's a bad place to hide." Cole's hand stilled. Wind battered at the lodge walls. "I don't know what it is," he admitted, voice small. Red Willow snorted. "Then you're stupid in 2 languages. Cole almost laughed, but his throat was tight and his eyes burned. "My people would say it's wrong." "Your people say lots of fool things. Stone's people might say it's dangerous." "It is," she agreed, blunt as ever. Cole met her eyes. She pressed more herbs to Stone's wounds. "Wrong and dangerous aren't the same," she said. That settled inside him, hot as a coal placed in ash, and he held onto it. Stone groaned and turned toward Cole's hand. Cole held steady, refusing to pull away. Hours later, Henry sat with Cole. Stone's fever had eased. He could almost breathe a full breath, but not quite. Henry looked small again. His face bore new bruises, his lips split. He kept touching his collar, remembering Darkstone's grasp. Cole hated it. All of it. He wanted to rip something apart. "You scared me half to death," he said. Henry's focus was fixed on Stone. "I meant to come right back." "I know." "I saw something shiny near the creek. Thought maybe it was one of Ma's buttons." Cole shut his eyes. Henry's voice wavered. "It was bait, wasn't it?" Cole pulled him close. Henry hesitated, then clung hard. "I'm sorry," Henry whispered. "No," Cole said fiercely, holding tighter. "Don't apologize. You hear me? He took you. That's on him." Henry nodded against Cole's shoulder. A moment later, he asked quietly. "Darkstone called him little brother." "I heard." "Is he really?" "I think so." Henry wiped his nose, miserable. "That makes it worse." Cole chuckled, bitter. "Yeah." They stayed there together until Red Willow sent Henry off for food. At the lodge entrance, Henry paused. "Cole?" Yeah? If Stone dies, we don't leave, right? Cole's heartbeat stalled. He looked at Stone, this man who had saved him, who'd overturned his beliefs, become the anchor point in a world gone wild. No, Cole said softly. We don't leave. Henry nodded and ducked outside. Stone woke at sunset, fingers closing weakly around Cole's wrist. Cole shot forward, knees cracking. Stone! Amber eyes fluttered open, unfocused. Then they sharpened. Stone's voice was rough. Henry! Safe! Dark Stone. Gone. Stone tried to sit. Cole pressed him back down. Don't! Stone glared. The fever made it more feeble than fierce. Cole almost smiled, relief flooding his whole body. Aunt Red Willow said, if you move, she'll sew you to the furs. Stone blinked. She would. She absolutely would. Stone watched Cole, the look steady. You came to me. Cole's throat tightened. In the clearing? Stone nodded. You were hurt. In front of everyone. The fear came back, but it felt different. Not shame, not disgust, just the fear of what else the world could throw at them. Yes, Cole admitted. Stone's grip tightened. You shouldn't have. Cole leaned in. I'm done letting anyone tell me what I shouldn't do. Stone's gaze softened, just a little. Foolish, he said. Healthy elk knows when to stay quiet, Cole replied. Stone stared. Then a laugh burst out, painful, wincing, but real. Cole panicked. Don't laugh. Stone's eyes shut, but his mouth was smiling. You make a terrible healer. I'm better than you are patient. Red Willow came in, took one look at their closeness, and rolled her eyes so hard Cole thought she'd get stuck. Good. He lives. Now quit mooning and let his wounds close. Stone shut his eyes, and Cole turned away, face burning. Red Willow muttered, stupid in every language, but she was smiling. When the council came, it was because Stone couldn't go to them, a sign of real danger. Tall Elk, Red Willow, 2 elder women, 2 older warriors, many horses, and a handful more filled the lodge. Cole started to leave, but Stone caught his sleeve. Stay. The room fell silent. Many Horse's eyes narrowed, but no one demanded Cole go. Tall Elk spoke, voice solid as earth. Red Willow translated, Darkstone has returned. Blood remembers him. Fear remembers him. We decide what happens next. A woman's grief carved her words. He was banished after killing 3 of ours during winter hunger, Red Willow said, translating. He called mercy weakness. He said those who couldn't fight should feed those who could. Cole's stomach twisted. Stone stared at the roof. Tall Elk pressed on. He disappeared in battle with Blackfeet. We thought him dead, maybe hoped. Many Horses shot back, sharp. Red Willow's mouth set tight. Many Horses says Darkstone is cruel, but he's not wrong that war is coming. Another elder snapped. Cole caught a few words. Children, hunger, soldiers, madness. Many Horses turned to Cole, saying his weakness brought Darkstone to Henry, to Cole, to the camp. Stone's hand clamped tighter. Tall Elk intervened, Red Willow translating. Darkstone follows blood and war, not because one white boy breathes. Many Horses' jaw worked. Stone tried to sit. Cole stopped him. Stone gave up, scaring Cole more. Darkstone wants war between us and soldiers, Stone said in English. He'll kill settlers, leave signs pointing to us, kill our own and blame whites. He wants blood everywhere. Tall Elk nodded. And Captain Ward? Cole blurted, voice shaky, eyes turned to him. He won't care who did it. He already said lines blur, Red Willow translated. Elders murmured. Many horses looked at Cole, irritated, surprised the white boy had said something useful. Stone looked at him with pride, and Cole felt it warm inside. Tall Elk's verdict came. Then we fight two enemies, one outside, one born from us. Nobody slept well that night. Stone's recovery was dragging slow and his temper sharp enough to cut leather. He hated weakness, hated help, hated being told to drink, rest, breathe, sleep. Cole got a kick out of bossing him. Drink. No. Red Willow said drink. She says too much. Cole lifted the bowl. So do you, but yours are one word and annoying. Stone glared. Cole held the bowl closer. After a battle of wills, Stone drank. Cole couldn't help but grin. Stone wiped his mouth. You like power. Only when it's over you. That slipped out, warmer than a fire. Stone's eyes darkened. Cole's heart thudded. They hadn't touched, not really, since the clearing. Stone was too wounded, too watched, too important. But the need didn't die. It changed shape. It lived in how Cole adjusted Stone's blanket, how Stone's gaze followed him, how quiet pressed close when Red Willow left. Stone reached and caught Cole's wrist. Come here. Cole eyed the flap. No one. That's never saved us. Stone tugged. Cole knelt, careful. Stone pulled him close. The kiss was soft. It nearly broke Cole, worse than hunger ever had. Stone kissed him like something precious, fragile, like they had time, like the world wasn't burning. Cole eased in, careful of wounds, just shoulder to shoulder, breath to breath. Stone's hand slipped under Cole's hair. Cole pressed a palm to Stone's chest, felt the strong heartbeat. Alive. Then the kiss deepened, still careful, heat building slow. Cole's fingers curled. Stone made a low sound, half warning, half want. Cole pulled back, breathing hard. You're hurt. Yes? So we stop. Stone looked genuinely annoyed. Cole laughed, soft. Don't look at me like that. I'm being noble. You're being cruel. You'll live. Stone thumbed Cole's lower lip. Because of you. Cole's smile faded. No, Red Willow saved you. Red Willow closed wounds. Stone's eyes caught him. You called me back. Cole just kissed him again, slow, trembling, and pressed foreheads together. Outside, the camp twisted in fear. Inside, for a few breaths, Cole belonged. 3 nights later came the attack. Not on their camp, a wagon party 2 ridges south. Gunshots, screams. The band moved, urgent. Warriors armed themselves, children herded to safety, fires covered, horses gathered. Stone tried to stand. Cole blocked him. No! Stone's eyes flashed. Move. You'll tear open. People are dying. You can't walk. Stone pushed anyway, turning gray with pain. Cole caught him, cursing. Many horses appeared, armed. Seeing Stone leaning on Cole, Cole holding tight. He didn't sneer this time. Stay. Stone looked ready to bite, but Many Horse's voice turned iron. If you go, you die slow and make us carry you. Stay. Stone growled. Many Horses looked at Cole. Keep him. Then he was gone. Cole blinked. Did he agree with me? Stone muttered something obscene. Cole eased him down. Outside, wolves shifted and ran. Waiting was hell. Henry hunched beside Cole, knees up. Red Willow prowled, knife at belt, medicine pouch in hand. The elders murmured. Somewhere, a baby whimpered. Dawn, warriors returned with survivors. 3 white women, 2 children, 1 wounded man. all scared, speechless. Cole stepped outside and the world twisted. One woman spotted him, sobbing with relief. Thank God, a white man. Cole flinched. She grabbed his shirt. They killed everyone, savages, wolves, monsters. A growl rippled through camp. Cole caught her wrists, gentle but firm. Not them. These people saved you. She stared, lost. Many horses came behind, blood on shoulder, carrying a little girl wrapped in his blanket, grim-faced. Dark stone, he said. Cole's stomach plummeted. The wounded man lifted his wild eyes. Big black wolf. Men painted like devils. White men, too, or like white men. Laughed. Captain Ward's warning was back. Darkstone had white men with him. This war was already underway. No one challenged Stonewalker's command now. Not Tall Elk, not Red Willow, not many horses. Even wounded, pale, he stood straighter than anyone, and the whole valley seemed to lean toward him. Bring the survivors food, he said. Children first. A woman moved. Hide tracks by the lower trail. Young men ran. Double the watch, North Ridge. Wolves shifted. His gaze landed on Cole. Inside. Cole folded arms. No. Stone's jaw tightened. You can barely stand. And you look ugly when you're stubborn. I always do. That's true, Cole said. Henry snorted. Stone almost smiled, then doubled with pain. Cole caught him, arms slung under, feeling fever heat, hard muscle weakened by blood loss, stubborn pride radiating. The whole camp saw again. Stone muttered, You enjoy making your point. Cole hauled him toward the lodge. I enjoy you not dying. Too dramatic. You're bleeding. Stone looked down, offended. Cole stared. Maybe a bit dramatic. Henry laughed. Many horses passed, rifle in hand, thunder on his face. He's impossible. Cole blinked. You know English. Many horses didn't pause. Enough. He vanished. Stone sighed. He knows more than he lets on. Why hide it? Stone slumped onto furs. Because listening while others assume you're stupid is useful. Cole nodded. I'll never underestimate anyone here again. Red Willow entered with new bandages. Too late. The white survivors got names before sunrise. Abigail Turner, widow now. Her son Samuel, 8. Ruth Miller and daughter Clara, 6. Edwin Hale shot through the shoulder and more afraid than brave. Darkstone had hit them at dusk, not robbing, just destroying. Cole sat with them. Red Willow cleaned Hale's wounds. He screamed. She's trying to kill me. Red Willow didn't even pause. If I try, you'll know. Cole bit his cheek to keep from laughing. Mrs. Turner clutched his sleeve, desperate. You must help us out of here. This place is why you're alive, Cole said. Her eyes darted around, the lodges, the armed men, wolves lurking. They're Indians. Yes? She whispered. And beasts. Cole looked at the bored gray wolf near the fire. That beast gave your boy water minutes ago. She stared, stunned. Samuel hugged the wooden cup. Cole felt grim satisfaction. Mrs. Miller was quiet, watching everything. Smart. When Red Willow finished with Hale, Ruth Miller spoke softly. Who attacked us? Cole hesitated. Before he answered, Stone's voice came from behind. An enemy. Cole turned. Stone, blanket over his shoulders, bandage still showing, stood in the entrance. You should be lying down, Cole said. Stone ignored him. Ruth Miller watched, sharp. Are we prisoners? No, Stone replied. But you can't leave yet. Hale spat. You can't keep Americans. Red Willow stepped on his hurt shoulder. He hollered. She grinned, pleasant as sunshine. I can. The council met again that afternoon. This time, Cole didn't just join, they called him in. The way you'd call out someone who has no choice. Summoned, not tolerated. He felt a heaviness pressing on his chest, like something was about to fall over and crush him. Henry had begged to come, loud as anything, but 3 adults told him off so hard he stormed off and sulked with the rabbits instead. Inside Tall Elk's lodge, the council sat right where you'd expect. Tall Elk in the center, Red Willow by his side. Many horses faced them, sharp-eyed. Stone was in the back, forced to sit by Red Willow's threat of trouble if he didn't. Cole knelt where they pointed, and Tall Elk started talking, slow and heavy as old mountains. Stone translated for Cole, doing his best to keep his voice calm. White survivors can't stay. Their scent draws soldiers, Stone said. Cole nodded. I know. Many horses snapped something quick and sharp in their language. Stone's face tightened. Cole pressed him for details. He says send them out now, no horses. Let Snow decide, Stone translated, flat as week old bread. Many horses didn't blink, didn't back down. Cole shook his head. There are children. Many horses switched to English. And ours? Everyone froze. Cole felt his mouth go dry. When soldiers come hunting white corpses, do they ask about Shoshone names first? Cole had nothing to say. Tall Elk spoke again. Stone translated. We need eyes among whites. Need words carried where ours don't go. Cole caught the drift before Stone finished. No. Red Willow snorted. Good. Means it might be right idea. Stone's expression went blank, unreadable. Tall Elk pushed on. You know the trails. You know white lies. They'll trust your skin. Take survivors to Fort Boise Road. Listen. See if Captain Ward's moving. Come back if you can. Cole's heart hammered. Return. Like it's easy. Like the roads aren't crawling with death. Like leaving Stone behind wouldn't tear him open. I won't leave Henry. Henry stays, Stone translated, voice smooth, but eyes too steady. Cole snapped to look. What? Boy's safer here than on the road, Stone said. No, Cole protested, but Tall Elk spoke over him. Stone translated, if you both go, we lose 2. If one goes, one remains. Something ugly flashed in Cole's thoughts. Henry as hostage. He hated himself for it, but Red Willow caught it right off. Not hostage, she cut in, sharp in English. Family until return. If not return, still family. Cole looked to Stone. You knew? Stone held silent just a moment too long. Council discussed. Cole stared. You knew. Stone's jaw ticked. Yes. Anger flooded Cole so hard his hands shook. You decided my brother stays without asking me? I argued to send someone else, Stone replied. Many horses barked a laugh. Stone ignored him. Tall Elk said something stern, and Stone translated through clenched teeth. We ask now. Cole shot to his feet. The lodge gasped. No! Many horses went half upright. Tall Elk barked a command, and everything snapped still. Cole realized he was trembling. I'm not leaving Henry behind to run errands for men who can't decide if I even belong here. Silence stretched and snapped. Stone got up, ignoring Red Willow's hiss. Pain whitened his face, but his voice was quiet and clear. Then I go. Cole spun on him. You're half dead. I know the trails. You can barely breathe. I know the whites. I am white. Stone stepped closer. And I know you. Those words landed like a fist. Cole's anger broke, crumbling at the edges. Tall Elk just watched, patient as stone. Red Willow muttered, "Idiots in love make rotten counsels." Nobody dared acknowledge her. They took their fight outside, pretending no one listened, and failing. Cole challenged him. "You'd leave Henry?" "I'd leave him safer than with me," Stone replied. "You don't know that." "I know Darkstone wants me." Cole froze. The air seemed colder. "He follows my blood, my choices, my weakness. If I stay, he circles us. If I move, maybe he follows." Fear snuck in, draining Cole's anger. "That's madness." "That is war." Cole stepped in, lowering his voice. "You think I'd let you go alone?" Stone's eyes searched his face. "Yes." "Then fever took your brains." Stone huffed, maybe a laugh, maybe not. Cole grabbed Stone's blanket, yanking him close. "You nearly died 3 nights ago." "You repeat yourself." "It matters." Stone's gaze flicked to Cole's mouth, then back. "Everything that matters hurts." Cole hated how true that sounded, and hated more that Stone believed it. He kissed him, hard and quick, right there in open daylight. Gasps rose. Something metal clanked. Henry shouted, "Finally!" Cole broke away, horrified. Stone stared, then, amazingly, laughed, even in pain. Red Willow cackled across camp. Many horses swore. Tall elk covered his eyes. Cole wanted the earth to swallow him. Stone, still faintly smiling, touched Cole's neck. "Now everyone knows." Cole's face burned. "I gathered that." Stone leaned in. "I liked it." That didn't help. By sunset, the council didn't decide. The situation did. Scouts brought word. Cavalry riders eastward, too many for trade, too tight for coincidence. Ward was moving, fast. The band split. Tall elk led the vulnerable north. Many horses guarded them. Stone Walker took a small strike party south and east, drawing trouble and hopefully tracking Darkstone. Cole went with Stone. Henry stayed with Tall Elk. Cole complained until Henry punched him hard. "You're going," Henry said. Cole blinked. "Excuse me?" "You heard me." "You are 12. I'm almost 13. You're a child." "I am not." Henry's eyes burned with fear and anger. "I won't make you choose between us. I won't be dead weight." Cole opened his mouth. Henry stepped closer. "You think I don't see it? You think I don't know where you belong?" His voice shook. "Go keep him alive. I'll stay alive too, and then you both come back." Cole hugged him, fierce and tight. Henry held on just as hard. Into Cole's shoulder, Henry whispered, "If you die, I'll be very mad." Cole laughed, wet and shaken. "Fair." They left under moonlight, just Stone, Cole, 3 warriors, Blue Cedar, a tough old huntress, and 2 wolves. They moved like shadows where snow hadn't settled. Henry stood with Tall Elk and Red Willow watching. Cole looked back 3 times. Henry waved once, chin high. "Brave little fool." Stone touched Cole's elbow. "He's strong." "He's 12. Both true. They walked for hours until the camp faded and only stars watched. Blue Cedar signaled a halt in a narrow pine stand. The others spread out. Cole and Stone stood alone for the first time since leaving. Cole turned on Stone. "You're in pain." "Yes." "You lied." "Yes." Cole shoved him, lightly but still. Stone grunted. "Don't hit wounds." "Then stop deserving it." Stone caught Cole's wrist, pulling him close. The kiss this time was hungry, desperate for all the hours they'd kept their distance, cold mouths warming fast. Cole's hands slipped under Stone's blanket, feeling heat, bandages, the tremor Stone tried to hide. Stone broke away first, his forehead against Cole's. "You smell angry." "I am." "Good." Cole laughed softly, then sobered. If dark stone kills you... Stone's hand cupped his neck. If dark stone kills me, bite him hard. Not funny. No. Stone's thumb stroked once. I don't plan to die. Promise? Stone hesitated. Cole noticed. Then Stone said, I promise to fight very unfairly. Cole groaned. That's not the same. It's close. Cole kissed him again to shut him up. Blue Cedar's voice drifted from the trees. If you're done mating, we move. Cole nearly choked. Stone looked completely unashamed. Come, he said. Cole followed, muttering every curse he knew. Stone's quiet laughter was the only thing leading them into the dark. By dawn, they found the first signs. Fresh cavalry tracks, 6 riders heading north. Mixed in with them were barefoot prints, wolf prints, and one long drag mark through the snow like something big had been hauled and someone enjoyed it. Blue Cedar crouched first, touching the drag mark, sniffing, her face flat. Blood. Stone lowered down, wincing from the pain. Cole took note. Now he noticed everything about Stone. How much? Blue Cedar answered in clipped English for his sake. Enough. One wolf, silver, scarred, sniffed farther up the trail, whining low. Stone looked at the ground. Wards split riders, 6 here, others elsewhere. Why drag something? Cole asked. Stone's jaw locked. To be found. Cole stared at the gouge in snow. A message. Dark Stone's kind of message. Blue Cedar rose. We follow? Stone nodded, then looked at Cole. You stay behind me if there's a fight. No. Stone blinked, annoyed. You enjoy saying no. I enjoy not being treated like a sack of flour. You are less useful than flour. Blue Cedar snorted. Cole folded his arms. I saved your neck with a rock. Stone considered. Dangerous pebble. Cole lunged as if to shove him again. Stone caught his wrist. Touch lingered. Too long. Blue Cedar looked away, not bothering to hide her discomfort. Move, she said. They followed the tracks through hard country, cliffs, wind, snow, and hollows. Cole walked with a rifle now, taken from a dead raider. Stone objected for exactly 1 minute, then Cole outshot a young warrior at 30 paces. Stone said nothing after. That was Stone's version of admiration. Midday they found the body, not dragged, displayed. A cavalryman tied upright to a pine, reins wrapped around him, coat stripped, chest carved with shallow claw marks, eyes frozen wide, staring skyward, throat untouched. He'd died slow. Cole turned aside, puked into the snow, then straightened. Stone handed him a water skin, silent. Cole wiped his mouth. That man wore blue. Yes. He was Ward's. Yes. Then why? Stone looked at the corpse. Because Dark Stone doesn't serve. He infects. Blue Cedar circled the tree. No rifle. Taken, Stone said. Or someone ran first and came back, Cole muttered. Stone's eyes flicked to Cole. You think another rider did this? I think fear makes cowards. Cowards cover tracks. Blue Cedar grunted approval. Stone stepped closer, touched the dead soldier's sleeve. Something small and brass lay in the snow, a button stamped with the U.S. Eagle. Under it, a folded scrap of paper. Stone handed it to Cole. Cole opened it. 2 words in neat military script. Come talk. Ward. Cole looked at the empty trees. He wants a parley. Stone's expression was grim. He wants a trap, Cole said. Then we don't go. Stone gazed south, following the trail. We go. Cole swore under his breath. They reached the meeting spot near dusk, an abandoned trading cabin half collapsed on a hillside. One chimney stood. Smoke rose, slender and precise, a warning. Blue cedar sent the rest out wide. Wolves slipped silently into the timber. Stone and Cole approached together. "You stay outside," Stone said quietly. "No. This isn't a debate. It is if I keep talking." Stone stopped, facing Cole. Snow dusted his hair, eyes gold in the fading light. "If Ward sees what you mean to me..." "He already suspects," Cole cut in. Stone's jaw flexed. "That makes you weaker." Cole stepped closer. "No. That makes me dangerous." Something hot flashed across Stone's face. He touched Cole's cheek, thumb rough and warm, still foolish. "Frequently." Stone turned and entered the cabin. Cole followed, only a half step behind. Captain Elias Ward sat at a rough table, one lantern, 2 cups, no hat, no smile. 2 soldiers loomed with rifles ready. Ward's pale eyes moved from Stone to Cole. "I wondered if you'd come." "You wrote the note," Cole said. Ward gave him a cool look. "I wrote to the man in charge." Stone stayed standing. "Say your words." Ward sighed. "Direct. Fine." He gestured to the cups. "No poison. Sit if you like." Neither moved. Ward pressed on. "I'm losing men. To raiders I can't catch, to wolves, to panic, and to whatever your brothers become." Stone went stone still. Cole felt the room compress. "You know Darkstone," Ward said. "He's hit wagons, patrols, supply trains, leaves survivors when it suits him, leaves evidence everywhere." "He isn't my brother," Stone replied coldly. Ward spread his hands. "Blood is stubborn." Cole jumped in. "What do you want?" Ward's gaze lingered on Cole. "You've become bold." "I've become tired." Ward almost smiled, but decided not to. "I want order, open roads, intact command." Ward's voice hardened. "Your Darkstone complicates things." Cole snapped. "Your soldiers killed Shoshone boys." Ward's face lost any warmth. "My soldiers have buried wives and children, torn apart by wolves. Shall we count graves all night?" Stone stepped forward. "You sent scalp hunters." One soldier stiffened. Ward didn't. "I hired trackers. They cut children." Silence. Ward looked almost bored. "The frontier employs rough men." Cole wanted to hit him, but said, "Then you own what they do." Ward studied Cole like a puzzle. "You've changed." Cole said, "I've learned." Ward turned back to Stone. "Darkstone wants war. Fine, but I can use war. You can't." Stone's voice dropped dangerously. "Then try." Ward ignored the threat. "I'll make a practical offer. Help me kill him." Cole blinked. Even Stone seemed surprised. Ward continued, "You know his patterns. I have rifles, powder, men. We remove the beast. Then we talk boundaries." Blue Cedar would have laughed. Stone just said, "You lie often." Ward nodded, conceding, "True, but not always." Cole pressed in. "What about after Darkstone?" Ward looked at him with almost pity. "After Darkstone, the United States keeps coming west." There it was, the real deal. Nothing you do stops the frontier. Stone tried to leave. Ward's voice sharpened. "If you walk away, I declare your whole band complicit for every death he causes. I'll hang raiders, burn camps, seize horses, move families to reservations if Washington gives me ink enough." He spread his hands. "Or you help me kill one monster and buy time." Stone faced him. Cole saw it, the real battle, time. Every winter, every child, every season the band survived. Ward knew it, used it. Stone said, "Where?" Ward's eyes glimmered. 3 nights from now, Narrow Gorge North. Dark Stone hits every convoy there. I'll send bait. Men, wagons, supplies. Cole stared. "You'd risk civilians?" Ward looked insulted. "I said wagons, not families. Mostly." Cole lunged. Stone stopped him with a hand. Ward didn't flinch. "I'll have my answer tomorrow night." Stone replied, "You have it now." Ward lifted a brow. Stone's voice was icy. "I helped kill Darkstone, not for you." Ward nodded. "Motives are a luxury." As Cole and Stone turned to go, Ward asked lightly, "And Lawson?" Cole stopped. Ward's gaze pinned him. "When this ends, choose carefully. Men like you rarely survive standing between worlds." Cole held his stare. "Then I'll stop standing," and left before Ward could respond. They made camp in a hidden ravine, miles away. No fire, only banked coals and blankets against the cold. Everyone slept in shifts. Cole didn't sleep at all. He sat on a rock above a narrow stream, rifle across his knees, moonlight on ice. Stone came quietly, settling beside him. For a while they said nothing. Finally Stone spoke. "You should have let me answer Ward." "You should have let me shoot him." Stone almost smiled. Also foolish. Cole's anger returned, fresh. He'd burn families to buy roads. Yes. He'd hang people and call it law. Yes. He thinks helping him makes him merciful. Stone's voice stayed calm. Yes. Cole looked at him sharply. "How are you so calm?" Stone was silent a while, then, "Because I met men like him before." That drained some rage from Cole. He looked back at the ice. "I hate that I understood his offer." Stone's hand rested at Cole's neck, grounding, not restraining. "You understand survival." "That's a nice word. It's the true one." Cole turned toward Stone's hand before he could think better. Stone's thumb moved under Cole's hairline. "If we do this," Cole murmured, "Ward will betray us." "Yes." "If we don't, Darkstone keeps killing." "Yes." "If we kill Darkstone, there's still Ward." "Yes." Cole laughed. All the answers sounded the same. "You ever notice every path with you leads through wolves and bastards?" Stone leaned closer. "You forgot rivers." Cole finally smiled. Stone kissed him, slow and careful, no rush, just warmth. Cole set the rifle aside, turned fully, grabbed Stone's coat, pulled him close. Stone's hand slid down Cole's jaw and then his throat, feeling his pulse. The kiss deepened. Cole disappeared and the world shrank to hands, mouths, the way Stone held back because Cole mattered. Cole climbed into Stone's lap gracelessly. Stone inhaled sharply. The movement jarred his side. Cole froze. "Sorry." Stone's eyes were dark as moonlight. "Don't apologize," and scoot off in the same breath. Cole laughed softly, then kissed him again. They stayed wrapped together under blankets and stars, trading heat and touch through clothes, hands learning shapes half memorized already. Stone's mouth found the hollow under Cole's ear, making Cole bite back a sound. Stone murmured against his skin, rough. "You make too much noise for a hunter." "You started this." "Yes." "That's not a defense." "It's enough." Cole pressed their foreheads together. "When this is over." Stone went still. Cole felt him tense. He hesitated, then amends it. "When this part's over. When Darkstone's done, when Ward's dealt with. I want Henry again. I want a place to sleep twice in a month. I want to kiss you without half the valley pretending not to care." Stone's hands tightened around his waist. "You ask a lot. Will that scare you?" "No." Pause. "It scares me." Cole breathed out. Stone pressed their foreheads together. "Good," he whispered. "Then it's worth wanting." They stayed together until the cold forced them back to camp. Neither slept much after. When dawn broke, Blue Cedar came back from her scout run with blood smeared up her sleeve. "Not mine," she said, her voice dry as dust. She tossed something towards Stone's boots. A strip of black fur knotted around a cavalry button. It was Darkstone's calling card. He knew. He was coming. The gorge cut through the hills like an open wound. Its walls, grim black stone, climbed steep enough to snap a horse's leg with a single misstep. There were places those walls squeezed together, a wagon struggling to scrape through, wind screaming low and cold, scented faintly of snow and iron, ambush paradise, trust graveyard. Captain Ward must have known exactly what he was doing, picking this spot. Up on a ledge, Cole watched the army wagons creak into position below, dusk bleeding out across the sky, heavy canvas tops, crates bulging, mules stamping their feet, soldiers moving like cogs, prepared, wary, hiding behind rocks and wheels. Too many. Ward had promised 20. There were more. Cole counted nearly 40 and said as much. Stone crouched beside him, barely a shadow under the scraggly pine. He was unfazed. "He lies when breathing," Stone murmured, just loud enough for Cole. "Sometimes I think he lies for exercise." There was something almost amused in the twitch of his mouth. Ward rode by beneath them on a crisp-looking bay, his coat buttoned up to his chin, posture neat, as if that could keep out the cold. He glanced right at Cole's ledge and sent a mocking salute, 2 fingers to his brow. Cole's hands itched to shoot him then and there. Stone saw it in his face. "Later," Stone said. Cole snorted. "You keep saying later." "I am patient. You're wounded and slow. I can still throw you off cliff." Cole caught himself laughing, then looked away. The rest were spread out. Blue Cedar up on the north ridge. Many horses and 3 fighters tucked behind rocks near the western mouth. A couple wolves downwind. Tall elk hadn't shown. Henry was safe with the families. That fact let Cole's hand steady enough to hold his rifle. Stone's hand landed on Cole's forearm. "Remember," he said. "What?" "If Darkstone comes for me, you do not." Cole whipped around. "Excuse me? You do not chase. That's a rule now." "It is." Cole leaned in close, voice dangerous. "If something hauls you into that damned gorge, I'm following." Stone met his eyes with silence. "Then disobey smartly." Before Cole could reply, a whistle split the air. The bait was set. Night rolled in. Darkness in the gorge never felt total. There were strips of moonlight broken across stone, lanterns around the wagons giving off a deliberate glow. Shadows shifted behind boulders and covers. Nothing happened for too long. Long enough to make Cole's muscles cramp. Then the mules screamed. One animal dropped, throat slit, body collapsing without realizing it was dead. Another reared, harness snapping, shouts, rifle fire. The whole gorge cracked open, noise, flashes, chaos. Cole glimpsed a black shape leaping along the cliff. Too fast. Darkstone, half airborne and half running on stone, bouncing between ledges with impossible energy. Bullets fizzed all around him. Then the wolves struck from behind. Stone's fighters stormed the soldiers, gray bodies tearing into the line. Blue Cedar's arrow pinned a man's hand to the ground. Many horses barreled over a rock, war clubs swinging. Cole fired. A soldier dropped, that one aiming at Blue Cedar. Then everything shattered. Screams, gunshots, animals bolting, orders barked and ignored. Ward at the center shouted directions as calmly as if he was giving the breakfast orders. "Left flank. Hold the ridge. Don't shoot the damn mules." He spotted Cole overhead and pointed. 3 rifles turned upward. Cole dropped flat. Shots blasted Stone, chips flying close enough to taste. Bastard! Cole crawled sideways, fired again. A hat flew off a soldier, but the man stayed upright. Stone shifted mid-run between a heartbeat. Man one moment, then Wolf the next. He slammed into Darkstone mid-leap. Both crashed into a wagon, smashing wood and scattering men. Cole scrambled closer. Stone and Darkstone locked in a storm of fur and violence, rolling under wheels and crates, powder and flour bursting like fog clouds in the air. Ward barked something. Soldiers aimed rifles at the wolves. "No!" Cole shouted and fired. The nearest soldier ducked as many horses crashed through the line, club cracking skulls. Cole slid down, half climbing, half falling, his ankle screaming at him when he landed, but he ignored it. Darkstone had Stone by the shoulder, dragging him westward. Stone twisted, bit deep into Darkstone's foreleg. Darkstone laughed, blood running, actually laughed. Then he slammed Stone into rock. Cole ran, Ward's horse sidling in, pistol drawn. "Stand down, Lawson," Ward said. Cole leveled the rifle. Ward almost looked disappointed. "Don't be stupid." Cole answered, "Funny, I was about to say the same." Men were dying all around them. Ward's eyes flicked toward the wolves. "Help me, or your savage lover dies." The word left Cole furious and exposed. Cole cocked his rifle. "You really have changed," Ward sighed. "No, I just know you now." Ward raised his pistol. Cole fired first. The shot spun Ward off his horse, blood spraying. Cole didn't bother to see if he got up. He ran straight for Stone. Darkstone pulled Stone into a side cut. Moonlight barely reached there. Stone, back in human shape, knelt, blood pouring out again, knife ready. Darkstone stood 10 paces away, half shifted, his body still human, but fur crawled up his shoulders, jaw too long, black eyes dancing. "Bringing the white mate to watch?" Darkstone asked. Cole kept his rifle up. Darkstone cocked his head, amused. "Ah, there he is." Stone growled, "Leave." But Darkstone ignored him. To Cole, he said, "You smell brave tonight." Cole felt fierce now, hands steady. "Funny, you smell rotten." Darkstone's smile split wider. "Good." He moved quick. Cole fired. The shot hit Darkstone's shoulder, but barely slowed him. Darkstone crashed into Cole, claws pinning his coat. Up close, he stank of graves and old blood. "You are why he forgets his teeth," Darkstone whispered. Stone lunged in with the knife, steel sinking under Darkstone's ribs. Darkstone roared, swatting Stone across the rocks. Cole saw red. He jammed both thumbs into Darkstone's ruined eye. The scream shook the stones. Darkstone stumbled back, clutching his bloody face. Cole grabbed for the rifle, but Darkstone charged, half blind. Stone moved, shifting to Wolf mid-leap. The gray wolf crashed into Darkstone's spine. Both tumbled over the edge. "Stone!" Cole shouted and ran to the rim. The drop wasn't sheer, but slick and steep enough to break bones. Rocks tumbled toward the river below. 2 shapes crashed through the brush, lost in darkness. Cole didn't hesitate. He jumped. The descent was insanity. He slid, fell, grabbed at roots, tore open his palms, bouncing down rocks, stones racing ahead toward the black water. At the bottom, near the river, he stumbled and found blood. So much blood. "Stone!" he yelled. No answer. The river roared beside him, swollen and cold. Then a growl came from the dark. Amber eyes glowed. The gray wolf, limping and bloodied, crawled out of the reeds. "Jesus Christ!" Cole breathed. The wolf seemed insulted. Cole laughed, half-crazed. "You're alive!" The wolf huffed and collapsed. "Right. Fair." Cole said and dropped beside him, hands searching for wounds. Too many wounds. A ragged laugh sounded upriver. Cole spun. Darkstone dragged himself from the shallow water, body hopelessly twisted, one arm hanging, face a ruin where his eye used to be, still smiling. "Good fall," he croaked. Cole grabbed the rifle. Empty, of course. Darkstone staggered closer, eyes wild. No pack now, no soldiers, no chiefs, just blood. The wolf struggled up, growled deep. Darkstone spread his arms. "Come then, little brother." Cole snatched a jagged stone, ready. Darkstone laughed harder. A voice rang from above. "Down!" Blue Cedar's arrow shot through Darkstone's last good eye. He staggered, and many horses came down like vengeance, jabbing a spear clear through his back. Darkstone convulsed. Stone lunged, jaws closing on Darkstone's throat. Both plunged into the river. Cole screamed. The river swept all three bodies under, then spat two back out. Many horses grabbed Cole before he could throw himself after them. "Idiot!" Blue Cedar hauled Stone's wolf form out by the scruff and the leg. Darkstone did not rise again. The river kept him. Everyone froze. Stone shifted back. He coughed blood and water, somehow alive again. Cole tore free and dropped beside Stone. Stone blinked, still dripping. "You disobeyed," he rasped. Cole punched his shoulder. Stone groaned. "Stop nearly dying." Many horses barked a laugh. "White boy bites hard." Cole looked up, breath ragged. Many horses reached out, and not to Stone, but to Cole. After a heartbeat, Cole took the hand. Many horses hauled him up. "You may keep him," he said, almost grudging. Stone, miserable on the rocks, muttered, "I was not asked." Blue Cedar's eye roll seemed to echo. By dawn, the gorge belonged to nobody. Ward's soldiers carried out their wounded and dead in the night. The wagons had burned, powder igniting them. Bodies were pulled in, buried, or gathered, depending on who claimed them. Ward was gone, blood marking his escape west, riding one-handed. Stone sat wrapped in blankets by a fire, Red Willow stitching him for the second time that week, unapologetically rough. "You throw your body at danger too much," she said. Stone shrugged. Cole sat close enough their knees touched. She noticed. "Now 2 idiots," she scolded. Henry arrived with Tall Elk's people, having ignored every command to stay put. He ran straight at Cole and knocked him breathless. "You're alive," Henry cried. "So are you, apparently disobedient." Henry pointed at Stone. "You too." Stone nodded solemnly. Henry looked around at the battered gorge. "Did we win?" No one was quick to answer. Finally, Tall Elk said, "We are still here." Henry considered the words, then nodded. "Good enough." Cole met Stone's eyes. Stone looked right back. They were still here, still alive, and somehow it felt like the beginning. Winter took over Snake River Valley like a long sentence handed down. Snow buried the high passes first, then the lower gulches, then spilled over the open flats, sculpted by wind. The rivers narrowed under ice, but still ran black and angry. Game grew scarce. Sound carried farther. Hunger was its own season. The band moved twice more before finding a basin to hole up for winter, a hollow among broken timber and cliffs. There they built lodges low to the ground, stacked supplies, set traps, and prayed in every way people pray when survival becomes a question. Darkstone didn't return. Nobody spoke his name except when absolutely needed. Bodies lost in rivers became the business of spirits and memory. Captain Ward didn't come back either. That troubled Stone more. "A wolf that runs may be dead," he said one night, fiddling with a snowshoe. "A man like Ward runs only to bring papers and more guns." Cole worked opposite him, late at the fire, whittling pegs for a new trap. "You always brighten the place." Stone looked up. You like truth? Cole shrugged. I like it selective. Oh, Stone's lips twitched. On the other side of the lodge, Henry taught card games to younger boys using hide scraps. The camp kids adored him. He'd gone half wild, wholehearted, and spoke enough rough Shoshone to bargain or insult, which seemed to cover everything. Red Willow swept in without warning, as she always did, and dropped herbs on Cole's lap. For your brain, she said. Cole blinked. My what? You worry loud, she replied. Henry choked on laughter. Cole shot him a glare. Red Willow took a seat by the fire. She usually claimed whatever seat she wanted. Stone kept busy, but Cole couldn't help watching him, a little longer than really necessary. Red Willow clicked her tongue. You stare more after battle, she noted. Henry piped up. I told him he does that. Cole threw a peg at them both. Stone caught it without breaking stride. There were bruises, wounds, laughs, and silence. Survival for a change wasn't the end. It could be, maybe, the start of something bigger. Healing. Man, Cole learned that wasn't anything heroic. It was messy. Bandages needed changing while Stone cursed and grumbled. You had to help him up, even when he insisted he could handle it. 3 times a night, Cole woke because Stone's scarred side cramped or old wounds throbbed in the cold. You needed patience, sure, but tenderness? That scared Cole far more than any pain. Desire made sense to him. A flare of hunger, a sudden touch, the memory of Stone's mouth under moonlight. But tenderness slipped in quietly. It was stuff like knowing Stone's tea cooled before he drank it, warming a shirt by the fire so he didn't wince, pulling it on, catching those rare seconds when Stone's shoulders sunk and nobody else saw. One night, Henry sprawled asleep, like loose limbs everywhere, and Cole, voice low, called, Come here. Stone glanced over, knife in hand, eyebrows raised. You are here. Closer, smart mouth. Stone stepped over. Cole shifted the blankets, and Stone lay down, careful, every movement cautious of the wound. Cole settled his hand over Stone's bandaged side. How bad? Stone stayed quiet. Then, less. That means bad. It means less. Cole sighed. Stone caught Cole's wrist and pressed a kiss inside it. That tiny gesture, honestly, Cole almost unraveled right there. You do that on purpose, Cole whispered. Yes. Cole laughed, soft, then pulled Stone into a slow kiss. They kept it gentle. Quick glances toward Henry just 6 feet away and Red Willow somewhere with ears sharp as wolves. Stone's hand found the back of Cole's neck, warm. When they parted, Stone murmured against his mouth, Later, when the boy sleeps harder. Heat raced through Cole. You assume much. Stone's hand drifted lower to his waist. You blush much. Cole bit his shoulder to muffle a laugh, and Stone looked very, very pleased. Later, past midnight, snow whispering outside, Henry snoring big as an ox, warmth pressed behind Cole. Stone's hand slid under his shirt. Cole froze, heart beating out of his chest. Stone's mouth brushed the back of his neck. Awake, Stone teased. You're impossible. Yes? That hand, calloused, steady, rested on Cole's stomach. Cole rolled to face him, firelight flickering, Stone's eyes sharp and dark. You should be sleeping, Cole scolded. I was. And? Stone kissed him instead. Cole melted. He'd once believed he was practical, hard-edged, steady. Turns out a Shoshone wolf warrior could undo all that with a kiss. Stone's hand found Cole's back, then lower, careful, pulling him close without hurting his side. Cole climbed across Stone's thigh, avoiding the injury, with his breath catching when Stone growled in approval. Quiet, Cole whispered, feeling reckless. You first. Cole stopped Stone's words with another kiss. Under those blankets, they moved together with a mix of urgency and nervous fumbling, clothes shuffled in half silence, skin pressed to skin, inch by inch, because they couldn't risk noise. Stone's hands explored, never enough, and Cole clung to his shoulders, his forehead braced against Stone's throat to keep quiet. Stone stayed composed until Cole bit him, and then the wolf cracked. A low growl that made Henry snort and roll over. Both froze. Relieved when Henry settled, Cole buried laughter in Stone's chest. Dangerous, Stone whispered. You started this. You finished. Bite. Cole couldn't help himself. He laughed again. When they joined, slow, cautious about wounds and cramped space, it felt raw. More intimate, actually. Stone held Cole like he was anchoring him in a storm. Cole kissed every scar he could reach. Neither rushed. They savored it. Afterward, tangled and quiet, Stone stroked Cole's spine. Cole whispered, I didn't know it could feel like that. Stone's thumb stilled. Like what? Cole hesitated. Safe. Stone went rigid for a second, then drew him in closer. Neither slept for ages. Eventually, news started trickling in as the days softened. Late winter, not spring, but the kind of thaw where snow slumps and mud comes back. Scouts brought reports of new forts out west, survey teams, more wagons waiting out the mountain passes. And papers, always those, promising peace for land already marked by strangers. Captain Ward got himself promoted. Red Willow spat, disgusted. Of course, fail upward like rotten smoke. Many horses, leaner and tougher after winter, seemed softer somehow. He didn't look at Cole like he wanted him dead anymore. Cole was splitting wood when many horses wandered over, English, less clumsy than before. You hit Ward well, Cole blinked. Thanks? Should have aimed lower. Cole snorted and many horses almost grinned. Then his face changed. Ward sends men with gifts, cloth, sugar, need signatures. Cole set the axe aside. Treaties. Chains with ink. Cole grinned. You know a lot of English for someone who pretended not to. Many horses shrugged. People speak truth if they think you deaf. Cole thought of Ward, of himself months ago. All those truths right in plain sight. What will Tall Elk do? Delay, many horses said, eyes on kids playing in dirty snow. Time is meat. We buy all we can. Stone had told Cole almost the same thing. Leadership here wasn't glory, it was theft. Stealing seasons from men who wanted your future. When the first melt hit, Cole and Henry stood above the basin watching water surge over rocks. Henry looked older, long limbs, sharper face, voice cracking. You're not going back east, are you? Cole shook his head. No. Henry just nodded like he'd already guessed. Me neither. You loved Oregon, Henry shrugged. I loved what Pa said Oregon was. Cole stayed quiet, sympathetic. Henry nudged slush from a stone, looking out over the basin. Smoke rising from lodges, women laughing near drying hides, kids chasing dogs, warriors fixing tack, wolves basking in sunlight, Stone marching up from the creek with fish, pretending not to see them. Henry grinned. He's staring. He is not. He absolutely is. Cole rolled his eyes, hiding a blush. Henry sobered. Do you think Ma would understand? Cole watched Stone hand off fish to Red Willow, who immediately complained, then answered, I think Ma loved us more than maps. Henry's eyes glimmered. He shoved Cole's shoulder, joking, If you and Stone make me an uncle, I'm out. Cole nearly choked, laughing. Spring brought Captain Ward back, not with guns, but with a ridiculous table under open sky, mud, horse droppings everywhere, soldiers, clerks, preacher, cloth, flour, sugar, coffee, tobacco, and those stacks of papers. Tall Elk met him with politeness and no warmth. Cole and Stone stood behind the council. Ward spotted them. His arm moved stiff from that gunshot. "Mr. Lawson, still among wolves," Cole shot back. "Still among liars." Ward's smile was thin, charming. He looked at Stone. "Your brother causing any trouble?" Stone answered, "He troubles fish." Ward looked at the river, raised an eyebrow. "I admire efficiency." Negotiations stretched out. Ward offered boundaries, food too old, protection from threats the army itself created. Tall Elk gave courtesy, tobacco, stories, and weather, and no signatures. Cole translated, watched, listened. On day 2, Ward cornered Cole by the creek. "You could have a place in town," Ward offered. "Interpreter, scout, land eventually." Cole laughed, dry. "You mean a leash?" Ward studied him. "You think sentiment will save them?" "No." "Then why stay?" Cole looked past Ward, saw Stone glowing in the sun, speaking to many horses. "Because I'm one of them." Ward's eyes went cold. "No, you're adjacent." The cruelty in that nearly landed. Then Cole remembered cholera graves ignored by wagons, a people who fed him first, Stone bleeding in his arms. Cole smiled. "That's your best shot?" Ward's face tightened. "When the army comes, remember this conversation." Cole stepped closer. "When it does, remember I know how you shoot." Ward stayed silent. They never spoke alone after that. Ward left, papers unsigned, gifts untouched, patience gone. But he left. That was enough. That night, the Basin celebrated everything and nothing. Thick stew, music, laughter, dancing. Henry cried over a good meal. Cole hung on the edges till Stone found him. "You hide at feast. I observe at feast." Stone's hand landed naturally on his waist. "Liar." Cole leaned in without worry. No gasps, nobody scandalized. People saw, then looked away. Acceptance had come quietly, wrapped in chores, winters, blood shared, and exhaustion. Red Willow passed, bowls in hand. If making moon eyes, also carry food. Cole grabbed 2 bowls quick. Stone looked proud. Later, after music ended, they walked above the sleeping basin. Spring smelled like thaw and pine. Henry's laughter drifted up from the last fire. Cole took Stone's hand, no hiding. "What happens next?" Cole asked. Stone looked at the valley, the distant roads. "More trouble," Cole groaned. "Besides that." Stone turned, drew him close, kissed him slow under the stars. "We build before trouble arrives," he said, breath soft against Cole's mouth. Cole smiled. "That sounds like hope." Stone pressed his forehead to Cole's. "It sounds like work." Cole laughed. And in the dark, between old worlds and new, danger looming, love earned harder than any land. Together, they started building.